Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of this faithful podcast. I'm your host, Sir Hans.
Uncle AK.
Yeah. And you all welcome back. You know what I mean? Today, we have another guest, like we promise every week.
Yeah.
Here with us today, we have Eman Awuro, creative director of FourFront1602 and Co. Fashion powerhouse design for DKNY and NBA and Sean John, etc. Many more. So we gonna get into it knowing about this, you know what I mean, iconic figure in the fashion industry, which most don't know about, but he's gonna tell us about himself today.
And all those who are into fashion, you know, this is definitely an episode to check out. Like, you have to pay attention to what Eman was about to drop right now, because I'm telling you, man, it's not easy out there in the fashion world. It's not easy. You know, you're trying to create a brand, people gotta know. I mean, everybody's asking, who are you? Where are you from? How did you start? If you're trying to build a presence, you have to be able to, you know, lay down your foundation and lay it strong. So without further ado, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I'm sitting here, you know, I've been doing research and all that, you know, and it's not much you put out there for people to grasp of.
Yeah, there's not much out there, but from what I've gathered is like working with so many interesting people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have you tell us, you know what I mean, some of your works you've done out there.
It's a lot you can grasp because we are known more in the industry as the ghost designers.
Yeah.
So from designing behind the scenes for most of the major house power names for the last 14 years, through a design company called Intricate Concepts, which was founded by my partners Joseph Bembe and Raymond Wong.
Okay.
You know, and started a design company called Intricate Concepts, and it has been the design 2001, and it has been the design powerhouse, the go-to powerhouse for the fashion garment industry.
Did you say 2001?
Yeah, founded 2001.
Founded 2001, okay.
Yeah.
And you started designing there in 2001, or?
Joseph Bembe, my partner,
okay.
and Raymond Wong.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was just a year. I mean, from what I've gathered, that's a year from the time you got into this country, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They've been designing, you know, they started, my partner Joseph Bembe started a company with Raymond Wong, and I came on board later on, you know, like 2 years later after. But we just always had been behind the scenes, and until when we started created FourFront.
Okay.
Then that's when we really started actually coming out more.
So everybody's just named under the same people behind FourFront.
Yeah, FourFront is actually Joseph Bembe and myself.
Okay, let me ask
we're the
before
co-owners, and he's on camera as well too.
Before you guys got to FourFront, like what kind of work were you guys doing?
That's what we were doing and still doing. Well, work in a sense like
were you guys coming up with concepts or like styling for like?
Well, we have different journeys as a team. We have different journeys, you know. I mean, this is the question I'm trying to understand is either from before the company, the fashion, or during when we got into the business. So there's different sides to our stories and my story personally, and you know, which we'll discuss, I'm sure, when you guys your question. The Intricate Concepts is actually a design and manufacturing service company, which works as a freelance design company.
Okay.
And that is what it does is pretty much designing. It designs from corporate branding to clothing and manufacturing. You know, so it has been behind a lot of major concepts that has helped generate a lot of millions of dollars for a lot of major power brands.
Right.
You know,
so let me ask you this question, right? Because let's say I was trying to go into fashion, right? The very first question I'm asking myself is, who's going to manufacture what I'm trying to design, right? So going into fashion, how did you come up with manufacturing. How did you find a manufacturer to manufacture this product you guys operate?
It really comes down to networking.
Okay.
It comes down to networking. Just like success and everything, it comes down to networking and who you network with.
Yeah.
And also understanding the business. Because you can't just go ahead into manufacturing, you got to understand the business of manufacturing. And that's why I tell a lot of designers and people go into the fashion business that fashion is not just about coming out with a great concept and designs. It is a business. And it's a business that is guided by vision. And understanding the manufacturing part of it is the key, because that is the key to, you're either going to manufacture, it's like if you want to make millions of dollars, of course, you must be able to do mass productions. You know, you can't play small.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what league you're trying to play in. And that is the key that has been actually a disadvantage to a lot of creatives, fashion designers, and people who comes to business, they never understood the business side of it. It is cool to be called a fashion designer, but the individual himself, you call a designer, he's looking at you like you don't have an idea of what it is to build a brand, and so just back to the question, it's really it started with networking and just making a lot of mistakes, trying to do certain things by ourselves and learning in the process.
Yeah.
And just as time went, you network and meet the right people, and situations happen that you find yourself in that position where this is the most suitable thing for you and what you need.
Yeah.
That's why in your journey you have to be very mindful of everybody that you meet and just meet people and talk to people, because you never know who. Because nobody succeeds alone. You meet somebody who connects with somebody, who connects somebody, and that's how you grow.
Right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into. I wanted to go back in the beginning of your journey, because being a young African, like, I don't know if you grew up saying this is what I want to do, or you came.
I got this little thing I wrote down, right? And it was something he said. It was just directly from you. You said you came into the States in 2000, right?
Yes.
And you came to study information technology.
Correct.
But you did not feel like you were using your full potential.
Yes.
So in finding your passion, you started designing jackets.
Yes.
And your very first gig was $600.
Yeah.
Take it from there.
Yeah. Well, I started, first of all, I would not tell anybody to leave school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I found myself back in a position where I had to go back to study certain things, which I think I could have learned also in school. But, we have different callings. We have different callings in our journeys.
Yeah.
And for me at the time, I felt more like I was doing something that others wanted me to do. We come from a culture which is very, I love my culture and I have a lot of respect because it's instilled a lot of great values in me.
Most definitely.
My parents and everybody else that helped raise me, and the nation of Cameroon as well. And I always felt, I was always put in that position where, growing up as a kid, I used to talk about I want to be a pilot. And that was, but at the same time, I loved playing soccer. Yeah. Soccer was like that was my passion. And my parents loved when I said I want to be a pilot. To them, it's like, wow, well, we're proud of this kid. We want to see him make this happen. This is, and just like some other kids who, the parents wanted to be doctors, wanted to be whatever it is, And I was so passionate about soccer that, at some point, my dad would whoop me almost for like 3 months straight.
Yeah.
Because once I get back home from school, I pick up a soccer ball and I'm straight out, going out in the streets. And in my mind, to me, I kept looking like, I want to be a professional soccer player. Like, I want to be the biggest soccer star. And, that's how, it was really for me. And which I actually pursued it to a certain point, and it was up to the point when I even left out of high school.
Oh, wow.
And, went out on my own.
Yeah.
you know, and to pursue that career. And I did it, you know, I did it, and but still, I was a minor. I didn't have full control of my decisions, and my parents were not having that, you know. And that's when, you know, my dad was like, no, you should follow your education. And one advice my dad gave me to this day, that's what I tell anybody too. He told me, yes, because my dad himself played soccer, you know, family when he was in CPC Valley, you know.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, there's nothing with playing soccer, but do not forget your education. Because what if you get hurt? That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's really it.
Did he get hurt for him to say that?
No, he didn't. My dad actually was. My dad is an idol to me, you know, because he's somebody with so much integrity and very successful, attended and accomplished a lot of things. And but to me, he said your education is something that nobody will ever take away from you. And that stuff to this day always sits in my mind. I tell every kids I go speaking in schools, I tell them education is important, because even in pursuing your dreams, you need education.
Yeah.
To understand what you're doing.
My parents tell us that all the time.
You know, so I always encourage people that to go. You know, I took a long route and knocked my heads and a lot of headaches. And there are some things I felt like if I was to school to, I could have probably even done better. You know, so it was that for me. And you know, coming out here, you know, parents wanted me. I came in with to do communication and information technology. And while I was in school, you know, it was I felt very, very lost. This were 2 very dark years of my life. I was coming to college, and I just never understood what was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know, and I started asking myself, like, do I really want to do this for the next 20 years of my life? The rest of my life?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with this? You know, it's something I would love to sit in doing, or sitting in an office doing, working with somebody.
Yeah.
And this were the things that was going to my mind, and it kept me. I was so restless. And mind you, I was a 3.8. I had a 3.8 on the dean's list pretty much during my time in school. But there were a lot of things I would even ask my cousin, who was in junior high,
Yeah.
to teach me, just so I could stay. You know, but it was very a very dark place. I felt very lost.
So was it about the studies itself? I mean, like the concept of information technology, or was it just something in you was telling you that this is not for me? There is something bigger than this.
Yeah, there was something bigger than that. There was something bigger than that for me.
And
was something bigger
and
than
that's
that.
something most people actually can't find on their own. You know, like most people sit and they know. I mean, they have that feeling that this thing I'm about to do, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, for the long haul.
Absolutely.
But they're still kind of stuck in that place where they cannot look left, they cannot look right. They're
Absolutely.
just right there.
But so now getting that point, what come to the conclusion? Why fashion? Why the fashion route?
Actually, that's why again it's very interesting, because I didn't really even see that it was going to end up in fashion. You know, but at the time I was in my young teenage years, you know, having fun, and I just developed a liking for individuality. Individuality, like in the sense of style and character and everything.
It's funny you say that, because you know you walk around with the dreads and whatever. Where we from, that's not.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
It's not something that, you know.
It's not the norm.
They will look at you, and I still do that today too. Because then my parents look at me sometimes and tell me like, "Why are you not dreads?"
Still?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like you've had it for so
No,
long.
he's had
Yeah, probably for a long time, and you know, and it's okay. I understand where they come from, but I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I have a creative mind, and as an artist, you have a passport to do whatever you want. That's just, you know, side note for that. But no, I understand the whole aspect of, you know, wanting to have a certain, you know, haircut that fits. But I never wanted to fit in society. I wasn't born to be normal, to be what society wants me to be. I came here I was put out here to God for a purpose.
Yeah.
And and I was not gonna let nobody change that.
Nobody stop you.
Because I believe anybody that I know and I have studied, because I have studied and I still study the greats, the way individuals in their own unique way. And a lot of times people look at them as they were crazy until they prove them wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really it for me. Is, you know, I appreciate every advice and things people want me to be for me, but at the end of the day, I also believe that the things I see, the way I look at life and my views on life are very different. You know, and my calling in particular, my purpose, you know, it's the umbrella to everything I do.
Right.
You know, that's really it. Me and my team, it's really, we have similar stories in the same way, and my partner is an artist, but his parents never saw it as something that will pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with that because it actually gets to that point. Sometimes when you're building something, you can, you know, it's hard. But you know, when you stay believing in yourself and stay true to your calling and who you are, you know, God always provides it, you know, opens the right doors and provisions, you know, when the time is right.
Like it's funny you said that. I know somebody, like when you say your parent, his parents then look at it as something that could pay the bills or whatnot. It's funny because there's somebody who is in a situation right now, but he wasn't doing the right stuff, but his parents kind of turned a blind eye to whatever he was doing because he was able to pay the bills. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny because you say that parents, I think at the end of the day, they just want you to be able to sustain yourself.
Absolutely, yes, for you, absolutely.
So I mean, during all this, during your time of, you know, finding yourself, right? Who did you look up to? I mean, who were the greats that were doing it that you told yourself, I want to be like them at that time?
You know, this is actually the most interesting part of the story of my life, actually, because the person I looked up to, that was an idol to me, is my business partner right now.
Okay.
That's his name? Joseph Embe.
Joseph Embe. So what is it that Joseph Embe was doing at that time?
You know, growing up, we grew up together, actually.
Okay.
You know, and my dad is also like a father to him. And every time my dad had to come correct me about something, his name was the name that came up. You know,
was it like, why can't you be like
yeah, why, you know, you see, you know, so, but my dad had no idea that while he was telling me these things, I actually was really paying attention to this guy.
Yeah.
And looking at his achievements, coming to the United States at a very young age, and with his story, which maybe one day you might have him here on this same platform speaking, that story to me was just like, this guy, you know, he came out here and he excelled so well. He excelled so well for himself.
Yeah.
And to me, it just, that was my biggest, it just inspired me a lot. And I remember back home when he started doing some t-shirts. His first in fashion, he started doing some t-shirts and he sent me a t-shirt.
Right.
I used, you know, he had a brand called JMD. And I took that t-shirt, actually, so I was like, wow, this is...
What did GMD stand for?
GMD is what it stands for? Joe Makes Dallas.
Okay.
But
proceed.
You know,
that's interesting. I'm glad I
that's you know, it's actually a joke that we laugh about. We talk about every day. We talk about all the time about a name, you know. But he's a very creative person and thinking ways, and a very entertaining guy too as well. But that's honestly that's how I saw that in.
Yeah.
And but I looked up to him a lot. And when I came here, you know, he too was just also graduating from Cooper Union, which is the top Ivy League art school in the world that takes about 50 students a year.
Where in New York?
All over the world.
Okay.
Yeah, New York. Yeah, and he was one of those. And he excelled so much as an artist, and because he was a painter, And to me, I was like, wow, this guy, you know, he's really out here accepting me. He's from Cameroon, and you know, this is my cousin.
Yeah.
You know, and that's funny when I started following him, and then when I came here, and you know, we started staying in touch, and I started seeing what he was doing. And to me, it wasn't about even asking him for like help or money. I just had this passion just to like learn. Like, dude, how you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what is the drive? What is this guy's mind?
Right.
Why does he think that he, you know,
he got it?
He got it,
yeah.
And he carried himself with that same confidence.
Yeah.
And when we spoke, you know, that was one of the people that when I talked to, it's like our conversations are, you know, like I said, like before you, when you talk to become a millionaire, talk to billionaires.
Right.
You know, and every time we conversated, you know, it was just, I was like, when I started coming up in New York, and hang with him, and this was just me being curious, being wanting and hungry, and wanting to learn. And I had to humble myself because it takes humility to want to learn and have a mental event. And I guess with time, as you know, we kept going back and forth with things, and you know, I was also out here doing what I was doing with my shirts and jackets.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how everything just kind of blended together. And he started talking, and I would come up with projects, and he would bring ideas to me, and I would like, you know, and we started talking, and that's how before we know, you know, let's come together and start our own brand.
Speaking of humility, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of being humble,
Yeah.
how important is it in this line of work to be humble?
Man. You know, it takes humility for everything in life, man, if you want to grow.
That's very true.
You know, there's no growth without humility, because to grow requires change.
Yeah.
And in order to change, to accept the fact, to realize that you need to change, you have to be true to yourself. And it takes humility to be true to yourself, of who you are and where you're trying to go. It takes humility to be able to accept that and be able to look up to somebody and be able to listen to advice.
Yeah.
So humility is it's pretty much the foundation for everything else. And that's also the foundations to the blessings that God gives you, because even with that humility, when you grow up and you start to succeed, and you still need humility to stay grounded, to be able to listen to your calling and stay close to your calling.
So, so when you started with your cousin on business, so what was the most difficult aspect that you faced?
The most difficult? And every day is difficult. To this day. You know, but the most difficult, honestly,
in your line of business, like
in that line of business, you know, it's a very tough business to be successful in fashion. It's a very tough business, and the successes can be occurred in different ways, you know. And but to us, it's just even bigger. It's I think the vision, because our vision is so big. I don't really see much difficulties in a sense, and like because we are, first of all, you have to be on the same page. But the difficulties that comes with is the process of building a brand.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke. It's not an easy thing. It's actually something that will require just more than just your personal talent, and it requires a certain anointing.
So we're talking about, are we talking about patience? Are we talking about
did he take that type of drive?
Yeah, you have to believe in yourself so much that people will start to believe in you.
Yeah. So it's
that's
crazy.
How I see it.
It's
yeah.
Like like in that line of work, right?
Yeah.
You definitely have to. I mean, being humble, but at the same time accepting critics, right?
Absolutely.
Like you should be able to take good, bad, ugly critics and just think forward, not backwards.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. criticism is what makes you who you are, and being able, again, back to humility, because you have to be humble enough to accept criticism and use it as a force to push you to change, to re-innovate. So you need criticism, because if I don't criticize what you're doing, it means that you probably, people will tell me, yeah, oh, this looks good, this is that, but it takes a special type of eye, an individual, to tell you that this is not it. So you have to be humble enough to accept this criticism, because every criticism you take, for us, and I'm sure anybody else out there that's extremely successful will do, criticism is your biggest motivation.
Yeah.
Because that's what you use to go back to your drawing board. That's what you use to go back to the basics and be like, what is it that I'm not doing right?
Right.
And sometimes criticism also is not every criticism that's good criticism, that in the sense that it means that it depends on the kind of criticisms. There are different kinds of criticisms. There's criticisms where people criticize you because you are doing something that most people can't do. And there's criticism, which is the criticism where people will criticize because they truly care about what you're doing and want to see you be better.
Right.
So they can tell you, oh, this is not working, this is not good.
Yeah.
So you must be able to be humble enough to listen and take it in and go back and sit down and meditate on it.
Right.
And use it to elevate yourself.
I mean, let's switch gears real quick and let's really get into this, the FourFront1602. The clothing line. I went to the website. I was at the website. At first I closed it out because I couldn't believe the prices. I could not believe the prices. The design it's interesting. Listening to the mission, listening to the creativity of the shirt, of each shirt, right? And the mission statement said somewhere that your inspiration comes from art, buildings, infrastructure, almost any and everything. Like, how is that? How do you put that for a layman to understand?
It's in the sense that if you study, like we came up with this product called the Gileco, and when Joe brought it to my attention, he came up with the idea, and he brought it to my attention, and he was like, oh, this is kind of what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing like with you, and I looked at it for some time, a lot, I was like, man, and it's called the idea of that is called a Gileco. That is our innovation, because coming into the industry, we wanted to bring something different. We see ourselves as innovators, so we don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're leaders, and we had to bring something new, something fresh, a breath of fresh air to the industry and to the people, and we're very inspired. A brand is not just the art and the lifestyle. FourFront1602, the concept is built on our lifestyles pretty much. Our lifestyles in the sense that as a brand that celebrates leadership, we chose leadership because we just don't want to sell people clothes. We just don't want to sell clothes. Anybody can sell clothes to people.
Yeah.
But we feel like we have to give people much more. We want to give them something that is significant, something they can relate to. And we chose leadership because leadership to us reflects who we are as creatives, and it's our lifestyle.
Okay.
And I believe a leader to me is that individual who will go out and tap into his God-given talent and make something out of nothing. Who will use his God-given talent to create his life, his future, his source of income. So it takes a very powerful person to step out there, out of the comfort zone, to be able to go out and the entrepreneur guy, like individuals like you guys. You know, which is one of the reasons why I chose to come on this podcast today, because you guys are leaders. You know, and we believe that our calling and using our talent to use it to inspire other young people that it's possible to follow your dream. That is the lifestyle and the concept behind everything we design. And as a result of that, of course, we're inspired by architecture, because we're like, man, when we look at the Empire State Building in New York, which actually our company, Intricate Concepts, designed the logo for the Empire State Building.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people know that.
That's dope.
You know, but we always try to figure out what was this person thinking? What was the architect thinking? What inspired him to do this? Why did they design that building this particular way? So it's just simple for us as well. So us, our lifestyle as us following our dreams, going against the norms of what people were telling us to do and what we couldn't do, was like, that was inspiration for us. And now when we walk on the streets, we're inspired by just a lot of different things, man. It's so, I think that's what makes the brand such an innovative brand, because we want it to be unique
and it's very different.
and different.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what is your biggest customer or demographic?
The biggest demographic right now is the young entrepreneur, and anybody else who has an appreciation for the fine things, you know, and it's a demographic that ranges from the age of between about 25 to about 55, 60, but I didn't want to stay in a bracket. I didn't want to be in a bracket, so that's why we have our brand is broken into different parts, you know, in different parts. So, but the main focus, the person we designed for, is for that individual that sees himself as a leader.
Yeah.
When you put on a FourFront product,
You stand out.
you stand out and you feel empowered as a leader, that you are a leader. You have a purpose on earth.
Yeah.
It's just like you put on a polo t-shirt. It's a feeling that you have when you put on a polo t-shirt.
Oh, what's that?
So when you put on a FourFront product, you feel yourself empowered as a leader.
So that's the reasoning behind the price tag.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not just saying the product.
Need that FourFront.
I'm not just selling you the product.
I'm gonna let go of that price thing.
I'm selling you a lifestyle. And if you pay attention to the brand and to our social media, we are very adamant about inspiration.
You know, it's not a product, guys.
I'd rather sell you something that will inspire you than something that you just need to buy. I don't want you to buy the product because it's a product. I want you to buy it for a reason, because when you buy it, you feel it's an empowerment.
That's a powerful statement.
So you do consulting work, right? You work
So
with like,
and I charge a lot too.
So you work with like NBA players, NFL players.
Well, on a personal sense, where I have people who do brand ambassadors who wear a product, but our company also designs for the NBA. Intricate Concepts has designed for the NBA, labels for the NBA. You know, it's designed for FIFA. Actually, the Nigerian 2000, no, is it 2000 or the 2004 World Cup? The jerseys was designed by Intricate, our company.
Oh wow!
So how does that work? Is it like Adidas will approach you guys to come up with a concept or something?
Yeah, it could be Adidas. It could be even like certain federations on their own, certain entities on their own. You know, can be like, oh, you know, and sometimes you have certain people that license, because it's the NBA. You can do licensing too. and it's a whole conversation for another day.
I'm trying to.
I can't do everything on here today, you know, and you guys need to come and join your Live by Design, which is one of the projects we're working on right now, where we are discussing a lot of other things that will help empower a lot of, you know, young people, entrepreneurs, and win the business.
Did you just have a Live by Design yesterday?
No, we just had we just had a first conference about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, and it was a great success. And thank you to everybody out there that is supporting it and pushing it.
What will the next one be?
Coming up soon. I'll make sure you guys know about that first.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I would like to attend one of those.
Coming up soon, yeah. Actually working on on that right now.
Yeah, I was looking. You be around a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
You really got that connect, man. So, and I see you with Kabani. Did I say her name right? Kabani. Kiboni. Yes. Sorry, Kiboni. My apologies. But she's a very interesting person. You know what I mean? I first came across her was her Unions of New York story.
Yes.
And to see how she has grown from there to being a businesswoman and standing on her own is very, you know what I mean, interesting. So what are your relationship? Are you guys like, you know, work together as partners on certain projects?
Well, actually right now we're actually working on your Live by Design together, along with Pastor Cutthroat. Coach is really, but I've also been as a mentor to her on certain aspects in the fashion. You know, she's a great person, great individual, very proud of her and her accomplishments, you know, and she's really above all her passion. It's one thing to me that even inspires me. But and you know, since from the time we met in New York, you know, and you know, we connected, you know, we've been talking and we inspire each other a lot. Actually, right now we do inspire each other a lot. We do, you know, exchange a lot of ideas and things. And when I first met her, you know, and she told me her story and we started talking, and I just, you know, I just felt like, you know, I need to take on this person and give them advice and, you know, try to, you know, guide them through this crazy industry that we're in, you know, and you know, it's been nothing but I have a lot of respect for her and her art and her creativity, and you know, so it's really, she's a great person, you know, and it's crazy actually right now when we get to talk so much about a lot of different things very spiritually, you know, and which is, you know, part of, you know, as you're growing in success in life. Actually, at some point, success is more than just the physical things, that the basics that everybody thinks and sees.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual journey, you know, and that's why we started that program, Your Live by Design, to show people the other side of what it takes besides just the basic motivation to that. You know?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So, let me ask you this. I know a lot of people try to approach you, you know, for advice, for you to mentor them and stuff. What does it take for you to actually take somebody on your wings?
What it takes for me to take somebody on the wings.
Yeah. What skill set do they possess? I know, but definitely have to have that drive. You know, that willpower to wake up and be a defining force in society. But what else do you look at?
They must be hungry and willing to listen. I have to see the hunger in you.
Yeah.
And they must be teachable.
So not everybody's teachable.
And that comes back to humility again, to be able to take advice, because I went through that.
Yeah.
And I still do go through that. I have people that, you know, I have mentors that I talk to, and so you have to you must be humble enough, ready to listen. And above all, not just listen. Be ready to execute. Because I can give you knowledge, but can take it in story, but if you don't go out there and put that knowledge into work, then you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
And I don't want my time to be wasted. I will not let my time to be wasted.
Time is precious.
You know, so you have to be hungry and willing to learn, and hungry to go out and do what you have to do. You know.
So you did. What was the kind of work you was involved with Jump Africa?
Jump Africa. Wow, great organization. Great organization. It's funny. I met Tima for Temamba.
Yeah, our cousin.
Oh.
Speaking of small word, right?
That's my brother, man. Great guy. Great guy.
Shout out to Tima.
Yeah, shout out to Tima. Jump Africa. You know, very proud of what he's doing. And well, my contribution to it, you know, and us as creatives and designers was, well, we designed the logo for that. You know, when he came up to me with the concept, and I was like, well, we're gonna give you whatever way we can help, and it's a lot of people understand, you know, in the business, you know, when you are designing a logo, there's a lot of work that comes to a logo. It's a certain thing, because a logo represents you without you saying much.
Yes.
And that's really, he brought this concept to me, and we met, and besides even the concept, we just connected, just me seeing another brother doing, you know, what he does, and his accomplishments as well, being behind, you know, intricate part of the convict music, you know, group with Akon.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very major accomplishment, and him trying to take that out now to use that to give back. You know, to me, that is one of the ultimate reasons of success. Why because you're successful, what is it intent why you want to be successful?
Yeah.
You know, and him taking out this is trying to give back to the our country and other nations and, you know, other schools and other places, other works. To me, that is just anything that helps empower people, I'm for that.
Yeah,
and the FourFront brand is part of that. That leadership thing is all about empowerment. So, you know, we've been working on a lot of different other projects together. And, you know, we decided to give out services to help him, you know, push him the best way we can.
Yeah.
You know, I won't mind giving you a $10,000 service for free. You know, but
I'm next stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Because we a whole package, you know what I mean? We, like you say, we entrepreneurs, we doing our thing, and we a whole package. We have like tied into 237 exclusives. I don't know if you've ever heard of that 237 exclusive.
Nah.
The radio app.
Actually, just recently, I did recently share about it. I think I was following on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think so. I was looking at something, I wasn't sure, but 237 exclusive.
Exclusive, yes.
Yes. I just saw what is it, and enlighten me more about it.
It's a radio app that plays songs from all over the continent
of Africa.
Oh man. See, this is why I'm happy to be on this platform, because innovative thinking.
And during the week we on there too. You can listen to the podcast on there too.
Oh, make sure I hit that follow button.
Yeah. And the cool part is the creator is in the building right now.
Oh man,
he's right there. Oh man, Donald.
How you bro? Is that same channel? Or what? No hat.
Yeah, that's Chan right there.
Chan, oh man. So, this guy is presenting a lot of people, man.
Of course.
You know, he's a businessman. You know, he has New Build Music.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to New Build Music. And, I'm so proud of Cameroonians, individuals that are doing a lot of major things. You know, I'm so very proud of them, and it's inspiration for me. And motivation, seeing, you know, individuals, you know, stepping out there to create their own, because to me, I believe in order to be free, you know, a lot of people see the American dream and talk about the American dream and come to America and everything, you know, but to me, to be free, is to create your own. See, there's no freedom if you are not in full control of your destiny. So I respect anybody that takes that initiative and concept to step out and create something that helps to empower and push other individuals and bring out their greatest potentials.
Yeah. So let's switch gears again a little bit. Does this game, my little bro right here, reflects?
Well, we took it and remixed it. We called it the style shuffle. Thing that you hit.
Yeah.
Style shuffle.
Style shuffle.
Oh man. Alright. I see you guys are quite stylish men yourself. So
we try. You know what I mean? We're able to get to $1,000 consulting.
I would love to know more about the shuffle.
Yeah.
You want to take it?
Yeah. The style shuffle is basically we're gonna ask you like going out on a date with a female. What would you prefer her wearing? You know what I mean? So you go about telling, like, putting the whole outfit together.
Yeah. And it's quick. It's like, you're not thinking about it. You just, from the top of your head, you just answering, pretty much.
Oh, man. Oh, God, here, man.
So you're helping me along the way, too.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
So the first one is going on the date. So you're going on the date, and we're going to do what you want to see in you know, your lady, and then you. Then you, yeah.
Oh,
so you're gonna put her outfit up. I mean, you're gonna put a combination for her, and then you're gonna put out your combination.
Yeah. I have to put a whole combination.
Yeah, for a whole outfit.
I mean, we're gonna give you options.
Yeah, we'll give you the options. So.
I think I'll take the options.
Okay.
Let me see how much stylish you guys are. I got the problem.
So going on a date, flats or heels?
Heels.
Heels. Open toe or closed?
It could be both. That's optional.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
Well, I'm speaking for myself. Pick one?
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
Oh, heels.
Close though.
Yeah.
Studs or hoops? Earrings.
Hoops.
Hoops? Oh my God.
A dress or skirt?
A dress.
Okay. Red lipstick or black?
Well, not every female requires a red lipstick, but if she does, I don't mind taking the option.
Okay. Natural or weave?
Man, you pretty much No, this question is going to be a technical one.
There might be a girl that, you know what I mean, she might...
This is a very technical question. And I'm going to answer it in a technical way. Truthfully, of course.
Okay.
I think as females, as a fellow, when you choose to go on a date with a female, you're choosing to accept this female however way she comes. However way she comes. So if it comes with the weaves or the natural,
the wigs is trying to be real smart right now. I'm telling you.
If you chose to ask if you meet a female, if she had natural hair, at that point that's what you liked. And you can still meet a female that didn't have a natural hair, and you still develop a liking for her.
Yeah.
So at that point, and because these days it's very obvious when you can tell when it's natural or not. I know I can tell, but because you've chosen to develop a liking for this person, and if you want to proceed in a relationship with this person, you have to accept them as who they are and what comes with them. I don't want something that you wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm gonna take you to court because man, you this is not how you came. But you have to accept that. I think that question is a little too personal in the sense that when you choose to deal with somebody, you take them as they are.
Okay.
Because that's what, to me, I think the basis of love is accepting people as who they are.
Yeah.
Now if you want to change her from a weave to a natural, you have to be a politician in some ways. And I'm sure whether or not, but you have to first of all let her be comfortable, because actually to be able to gain that love from a woman, you have to let her be able to be free with herself and be able to, feel free to be who she is around you. So if she doesn't feel that way, then you're selling yourself short. You're playing yourself.
Okay, so we gonna take it to you now. You're going on a date, right, with this lovely lady you just painted a picture for right now. Bow tie or tie?
Ah man, personally I don't like any of those.
Okay.
But if you ask me, I'll take a tie.
Okay.
I'll take a skinny tie.
A skinny tie. All right.
Yeah.
Loafers or dress shoes?
Dress shoes.
Blazer or just a button-up shirt?
I like a casual suit.
Casual
I like a casual suit.
A hat or is it a cap or a hat?
A hat.
What else to put there?
Well, first of all, I have dreads. So hats don't really.
Yeah.
It's like a hard homework to get hats. So I'm not gonna order hats for now, but I'm gonna mind hats every now and then.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wine or champagne?
Oh man. Champagne for me. Because I have to celebrate. I believe if I'm taking you on a date, then it's a celebration.
Yes.
So in champagne, what I'm gonna really celebrate the champagne.
Hey, that lucky lady, yo. If it takes you on a date,
now you know what
Now you know,
how to put yourself together.
yeah.
All right,
Listen, yo, man.
It was a great pleasure having you on, and we appreciate you to come here and motivate us to keep this going.
And pleasure's mine.
So let the people know how to, get in touch with you, follow your works and whatnot.
So we can follow the brand, our brand, FourFront1602.com, FourFront on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere. And just hit the follow button, and you can follow me personally on Instagram, Monsieur_Awuro, and I like the Mr. Awuro. It sounds a little better, but coming from a French and growing up French and English, to me, I thought I had to put a blend of those together, which signifies unity of my origins.
Yeah.
So Monsieur_Awuro on Instagram and Snap, and follow my Facebook pages, Eman Awuro, FourFront1602, and just want to thank everybody that has been supporting us and supporting our journey. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. And this is it's a journey, and it's just getting better. And we're here to stay and to make a difference.
Yeah.
Same here. We had to stay.
And
like it or not.
Congratulations to you guys. Like I said earlier, I respect individuals I design for individuals like you as well, because you guys to me are leaders. And I don't like the boss thing too much, because the boss, is
It's too played out. I'm sorry. I don't like the boss.
Let's take that too. I think a boss is limited. I prefer leader. Because as a leader, you are unlimited.
Dropping knowledge out here.
Seeing individuals like you guys, stepping out of your comfort zone, taking the initiative to start platforms like this, and it's something to be recognized and appreciated, using it to inspire other people. That is something to be applaud yourself for.
Thank you.
And know that
Let's clap for ourselves.
your works are not going unseen, and stay true to your vision, stay true to what you guys are doing, and never stop believing in your source. And,
Shit.
you know, I always tell people, success is not for the faint of heart. So starting here today, next time I want to come see you guys, I will be a serious XM.
Oh, we definitely working on that. You know what I mean? Serious, give us a call.
And by the way, viewers, I'm speaking this into existence.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna hold these guys accountable. And I mean, it's like there's no stopping here.
Yeah.
Because I'm here because I believe in what you do.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people who are looking up to what you guys are doing and what we're doing. We need that inspiration. So don't take for granted at all what you're doing right now. You guys are inspiring a lot of people. You guys you're a gift, you know. And stay true to who you are.
Thank you. Thank you,
man.
sir.
We greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate
You're definitely a man of your words, man.
Yeah.
Knowing that before you came here, you was in an accident and whatnot, but we greatly appreciate you. And we thank God for not having you being a severe accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The devil was a liar.
Oh, no, definitely.
It was trying to stop. It was trying to stop, you know, good things. But when you're a man of prayer and faith, you know, there's nothing that can stop you from where you're going. You know, the devil's always at war trying to stop everything that you're doing. You know, and that's why you have to stay faithful and stay, you know, trusting God in your journey and walking in His calling and for the purpose.
What's that?
Okay, once again, thank you, man. You come here, you leave us with a lot of gems, and one in particular in life to become a millionaire, talk to a billionaire.
Yeah.
AK, tell them how they can get to us.
Man, before me tell them that, man, let me take this time out to, you know, especially, you know, thank everybody, you know, who definitely, you know, wish me happy birthday on social media, personally, and all that. You know, thank Donald, creator of 237, for, you know, putting up that dope playlist for me. Thank Reflex, Mr. Producer, for, you know, getting all my friends to, you know, give a shout out. I'm still wondering how you got that thing set up, but that's a topic for a whole different day. You know, yeah, thank you guys.
Shit.
Oh, and special thanks to, you know, my co-host, Sir Hans, you know,
Stylish guy.
stylish guy with a very good heart, you know, anyways, man, we're gonna talk about that one later.
That's fine.
Put a view on you guys' style, man. You guys are some stylish.
Yeah.
Camera on this gentleman, please. Some very stylish guys here, you know.
Oh, and one thing too to the listeners, you know, if you're trying to go out, right, and you're kind of stuck, like me sometimes, you know, I'm not shy to say this. I'm definitely visiting your page. You know, definitely visit your Facebook page or IG page and go, oh man, what colors did this guy put together? And you know, I kind of take whatever it is that you put together and create my own. So, you know, just don't follow people for the sake of following. Follow with a purpose.
Yeah. And then
Just
you
one
can.
thing. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just to add to, you know, what you said, stuck in the middle. You know, which is one of the reasons why we're here. You know, and I see, you know, whatever it is, this is to our viewers and you guys and everybody, you know, like I said, we come to a point in life when, you know, you're trying to find yourself, find who you are, you know, find your identity, whether it's style-wise or career-wise or whatever it is you want in life. And or you're pursuing your dreams or something, we all come to that point when we get stuck. And sometimes you're like, wow, do I give up? Or do I, you know, proceed, or what do I do? But I have this message is conquer deception. You know, I mean, it's conquer fear. Because fear, you know, if you conquer fear, you are limited.
Yeah.
And trust your purpose.
That's deep.
Trust your purpose. Trust your calling.
That's deep.
every time you feel like you are confused or you feel like you don't know how to move, and at that point where you don't know what to do, go back to your calling, go back to your purpose, the reason why you started doing what you were doing first. And stuck in the middle.
On that note, have you let them
No. You can stay connected with us. We're Stuck in the Middle, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube channel at SITM Podcast. That's SITM Podcast. And don't forget to email us at stuckinthemiddle237@gmail.com for questions, comments, concerns. And if you want to appear on our show, hit us on all these platforms. We welcome you. We gonna appreciate you. Please come share your thoughts, your vision, your mission with the listeners. Please. We're stuck in the middle.
Yeah. Shit.